Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla, and in today's video we're going to talk about my backlog of games. I want to talk about why it's a problem and why I want to go through the whole backlog. Then we're going to go through the whole backlog, write it down, and put it all in a jar. So if you don't know, a backlog is a list of games that you own that you haven't played yet. Some people might count games that they don't own, but they want to play. But for the sake of this video, it's going to only be the games that I already own that I haven't played at all yet. We're going to go through my entire backlog that includes physical games, digital games on Steam, digital games on the Switch, digital games on the PlayStation. We're going to put every single one of those games on a little piece of paper and throw it into this jar. And then once a month, my goal is to pick out a name and play that game and make a video about it because I want to go through my entire backlog. You might ask, why would you let your backlog get this bad? Well, I downloaded the Steam app on my phone, and every time there's a sale of a game that's on your wish list, it notifies you. And the Steam sales are so good sometimes that I'm like, I want to play that game at some point, so I might as well buy it. But I'm buying more games than I have time to play. So the list keeps getting longer and longer. Every time I get notified, I lose all self control. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to save money in the long run because I'm going to buy these eventually. But if I'm buying more games than I can play, then I'm not really saving money anymore. So I've taken a step back and I've been buying the games less often. But I want to go through all the games that I've bought already because I already spent money on them. So I should get to them. First, we're going to go through the physical games because I don't really have that many physical backlog games because usually when I get a physical game it's because I really, really wanted to play it. So I think the only ones that I have were gifted to me that I haven't touched yet. So let me grab those real quick. Before I start going through the games, I'm going to set up a little bit. So here we have my open jar right next to me to drop the things. I have this notebook, which I'm just going to cut pieces of for the names. And then I have these 4 Sharpies. And I'm going to make like a quick little legend on the piece of paper where I like put which color matches what. That way it could be like a physical game or Switch game, PlayStation game, Steam game. So I'm going to write down the guide. So here's the guide. Can't even see it. Oh, you can kind of see it. Okay. So I'm actually going to put this, I think, on the inside of the lid so that I can like see it when I pull something out so I know where to go to find the game. So let's get started. For physical games, we got this in here. I got some pieces of paper. Start with Crash. I got this as a gift for Christmas. I think it was 2022 Christmas, and I haven't touched it. So write this down. We got our first piece of paper. Fold it twice. Drop it in the jar. One down. Where to go? For our physical games, we got a Little Neighbor, also a gift. Spyro, also a gift. And then this one, Super Mario 3D All Stars, I'm actually going to separate them because I did play Super Mario Galaxy and I think I started Super Mario 64. So I'm just going to add Super Mario Sunshine. You can't even see it. Super Mario Sunshine to the list because I already have played the other two, even though I haven't finished them. So I'm going to just add this one. I've noticed these are all Switch games, so for now, I have this, which I borrowed from my sister, Final Fantasy. And the other one, which I also borrowed from my sister, is a PS4 Spider-Man. So that is actually all my physical games that I haven't played. I told you guys this list was going to be short for the physical games, but we're going to go, I think Switch games has the least also, and then PlayStation, and then Steam. I think I'm going for like least to most games, I think. let's check out the Switch. So on my Switch, I'm just gonna scroll through the games that I own. Say the ones that I haven't played yet. So the first one is Prince Freaky Trip, which I bought because it was like $1. It came out this last year. But anyways, we have Jenny LeClue, have Down in Bermuda, we have Sky. I think the rest of that name is like Sky Children of the Light. And then the only other thing I have on here is Mario Tennis. That's actually my sister's game, and I think she might have opened it on here or something. But see, my list for the Switch is pretty short, so let me write those down. I also completely forgot to mention When the Past Was Around, which I have here on the Switch and I've also never played. So now this is my digital games and my Switch game. Here. So the PlayStation games that I want to play is a little bit, I don't think it's a really long game. The problem is that my boyfriend has had PlayStation Plus for a very long time. So I was scrolling through his library and there were a bunch there that I to play. So most of my list for my PlayStation are those games. Did I spend money on them? No, but there's still games that I have access to for free that I should play before buying any more games. We're gonna go through that list. So for the PlayStation games, I went and wrote down a list of games that I saw on his list and I looked through them. Sable, Car Wash Simulator, Little Nightmares, Hollow Knight, Beyond Two Souls, Rhyme, Broken Age, Abzu, Life is Strange, Isle of Light, and Flow. So let's write them down. Now here we have PlayStation, Switch, and physical. Is this jar too big for this? Absolutely yes. It's gonna make me want to buy more games to fill it, but I'm not buying a new jar when I have a perfectly good jar that I was using for nothing. And last but definitely not least, let's go through my Steam library and all the games that I have on there that I have not played. So the Steam games, I'm just gonna go down the list. I have to read from my library. Okay, I have Alba, A Wildlife Adventure, Chants of Sonar, Garden Story, Lemon Cake, Papers, Please, A Short Hike, Heineken, Cat Cafe Manager, Escape Logan Estate, Fire Ung's Quest, Genesis Noir, Gone Home, Here Comes Nico, In Other Waters, kind of a long list, huh? Look Inside, Meal Time, Niku Niku, Polybridge, Portal 2. Then we have the Room 2, the Room 3, the Room 4, The Shape of Things, Shift Happens, Smooshy Come Home, Spiritfarer, The Stillness of the Wind, and then We Were Here Together, and We Were Here Too. I don't know if I'm going to include the We Were Here series because those I have to play with someone else. I might not get to play them in that week. But those were my Steam games. I also didn't include any games that I started even for a little bit. So there's more games that I have I barely touched that I want to include, which I might make a separate way to get back to those. But let's write those down. So for the room puzzles, I have the room 2, 3, and 4. I'm just gonna write the room 4 times and throw it in because I want to play them in order and I don't want to like pull out the room 4 and have to play that one first. So I'm just gonna write the room 4 times. So now we gotta add the last games, the Steam games in here, and be done. I really should have kept count. So maybe while I'm editing this, I will make a count or something because I forgot to count and I want to know how many games I have in my backlog. And my backlog, it looks very little in this jar, but we're gonna get it down. So now that we went through my whole backlog, here is the jar. I'm gonna try to make a monthly video where I pick a name out and I play that. And that's it. Wish me luck. If you made it all the way here, let me know in the comments if you have a backlog, and if you do, how many games does it have? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.